If you're struggling in your relationship, you might be feeling confused about why your partner reacts to you the way that he does. Maybe you're even wondering why he tells you what you think or even how you feel. This can be a really confusing topic, so let's jump right in. For the best advice on how to recover from emotional abuse, betrayal, divorce, and heck, just life, be sure to hit like and subscribe so you can be notified every time I post a new video. Also, if you'd like to work with me, be sure to check out my coaching link in the description. I'm Coach Ketra. I help women find empowerment and clarity during some of life's most challenging times. I have survived emotional abuse, betrayal, and a divorce after a 17-year marriage. So I know what it's like, and you don't have to do it alone. Let's do this together. Have you ever experienced someone else telling you what you think and how you feel, or even being combative and angry with you when you express an opinion that doesn't line up with theirs? If so, then you have experienced what I like to call the GI Joe Delusion. So let me give you an example of exactly what I'm talking about. If you have ever played with a small child and you had a Barbie or a rescue hero or a GI Joe and you both had your little characters and you were talking to each other and playing, and you decided to say, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream." And the little kid says back to you, "No, you don't want ice cream. You want to go to the carnival. You don't want to go get ice cream." Then they have already decided that they want you to play with them, but only on their terms. They're not really open to you having your own ideas. They just want you to follow their lead and kind of just be whatever they want you to be, which is a version of what they want for themselves. This is the delusion. They actually see you as an extension of themselves. They don't want to hear original ideas from you. They don't want you to have your own opinions about anything. They want you to have their opinion about everything. Patricia Evans talks a lot about this in her book called Controlling People and really gets expansive on the idea. But I want to give you a good idea of what's going on the flip side of this, because it's really confusing for you dealing with a spouse who acts this way to you. Most of the men who have these issues are severely stunted in their emotional growth. Whenever you try to express any thought or opinion that doesn't line up with their opinion or what they wanted to hear from you, they will immediately try to shut you down, divert, redirect, steamroll, or criticize to shut you down. Your differing opinion is an actual threat to the little dream world that they have created for themselves and you to live in. This is a dream world where they run the show, and you are only allowed to play the part that they have scripted for you. The part that they want you to play is actually a suppressed part of themselves, the part of themselves that they cannot seem to tap into or express on the outside. The part they want you to play is always in agreement with them and always expects you to know exactly what you should and shouldn't be saying and doing. Like you're supposed to be able to read their mind, because in their mind, you are a part of them. You are them. You should know better. This might sound crazy, and it totally is, but it's super common with men who have shut down their ability to feel, and they live their life in a numbed out state with a fantasy world in their head. Most of the time, they have little or no ability to feel real empathy. They want things done their way, and they want it done now. This contributes to why you probably feel like you are always walking on eggshells. What feels reasonable and normal to you is an absolute threat to their ego, and so in their mind it has to be stopped. The reason that you never know what version of them that you're going to get is because you're not a mind reader, and you shouldn't have to be one. But the way their brain works expects you to be an extension of them and therefore read their mind and never say anything that is contrary to what they want. You can never know what they want to hear or when they want to hear it. And when you start to suppress your own individuality, you will slowly die on the inside. It will create a hopelessness in you. You start to see the world as a place where you don't belong, or as a place where you just regularly feel rejected and cast aside because of who you are. Continuing to live like this will create feelings of just absolute hopelessness. It drains you of all of your energy. Staying in a situation like this can even cause you physical illness because the pain of this rejection and criticism is just more than your heart was meant to take, especially in a relationship with a person who is supposed to be supportive and loving of who you are, not who they want you to be. True freedom really starts on the inside. We like to think of what we can do to change our spouse, and that can happen to some degree, but true freedom has to start inside of you. It really begins with rewiring your mind and your thought life so you can have clarity and strength. Most of what drives us comes from our subconscious mind, and so our willpower alone is not strong enough to change that. I mean, you'd know that if you've ever tried to go on an eating plan that's different from your norm. It's hard to stick with something different long term with sheer willpower. What you really need to do is rewire your mind and your subconscious thoughts so that you can be empowered from the inside. If you are really ready to take your life back, then check out my link in the description for my 8-week intensive program called Audacity. It does just that. It takes you to a place of empowerment and clarity so you can get the life that you deserve. There is a way out of this, and I know it because I did it myself, and you don't have to do it alone. Be sure to hit like, subscribe, and comment to let me know what topics you would like me to cover in the future. And until next time, curate a life by your own design.